For this next project, you are going to be working together as a group within your studios. So this is the beginning of the final project, your design project for the semester. You are going to be using the things that you've learned so far. You're going to be challenged to use the design process, your observational, analytical, and graphic communication skills to develop and execute this final proposal. So the first phase of this project is about planning and executing the site model and drawings. And it's very important that these are of good quality because every person in your studio will be using them. You will be using them to put your models into for pictures and to design. You're going to be using the base drawings to create your plans and sections. So it's very important that you work together to do this in a really good manner. So the first thing that we encourage you to do is you need to think about collaborative skills and planning. So we are assigning this Wednesday after your building analysis review. We do have a field trip on Friday, and so you will need to turn in this on Monday, April 1st. And what we're looking to have is a comprehensive plan that explains the what, the who, and the when. So you're obviously already going to be well on your way since this is due on Wednesday, but we would like to see that you actually sat down and decided who was going to do what activities are required to finish this project, and then what is the schedule that you're on. And this is going to help you with your time management, which is a really important skill for you to understand. So each section is going to be responsible for its own site documentation, including field observation and documentation, collecting and coordinating all relevant site documents as needed, a scaled physical model fabrication, and information presentation coordination. You should think about the following things, and you may come up with some other items that you need to discuss as a group. First, you need to set some common goals. You need to have a communication plan. So how are you going to talk to each other? What is your conflict resolution strategy when you all don't agree on how to do something? Do you need to do some trust building techniques? Is there a leadership plan? Is there a time management plan? And then what about quality control? So the assignment requirements. So your site location for this final project is the Lee Hall courtyard, located just outside your studio. The first part is a site model, and this is collective work. You will turn in one site model per studio. You are going to construct a sturdy and well-crafted site model, and its immediate context at 1/4 of an inch equals a foot. You may want to use plywood or MDF for the base, as well as build the model in pieces so you can move it around, because you'll quickly figure out this is quite a large model. The buildings can be built out of cardboard or chipboard. The model is large, so you really do need to start immediately. You need to represent the trees and benches, but please make them removable for your future projects because you may, as you design, you may take those things out or you may keep them. Your site model needs to include the Lee 1 courtyard, the walls bounding the courtyard, and the loggia heading to Lowry, just inside Lee 1 to show the gallery. So you do need, this sort of shows the extent of what the model has to have. I'm going to show you some examples, and most of them actually include more. The attached diagram shows the extent to which the model should be built. So you may want to make the 4 surrounding masses removable, so you can see that in this center picture. This mass comes out in order to make it easy to view your project proposals from eye level and to get really nice photos. So you can see here, you wouldn't be able to take this photo if this side was not removable. And you'll even see that in some of the other projects, they actually make it so every side can be removable so that you can get photos from any direction. The model must also be constructed in a way as to provide a 15-foot high space under the courtyard in order to allow for the inclusion of a space below grade. So the sunken part of the courtyard, which is this right here in red, needs to be removable. So you can't really see it here, but this part right here has got to be able to come out because you're going to be using that space for your designs. The next thing that you need to do is you need to do a site plan. So based on the existing drawings provided, you need to draw the site plan of Lee 1 Courtyard in AutoCAD with appropriate layer organizations. And this is so that you and your classmates can all use it as your base drawing. You will also need to make a site section. So based on the existing drawings provided, You need to draw 2 site sections, one longitudinal, one transverse in AutoCAD with appropriate layout organization so you can all use it as a base drawing again. And then the only part of this that is individual work is a scale comparison. And all we're asking you to do is for you to overlay your building precedent plan and section, so the drawings that you did for the first part of the last project. You need to overlay those with the plan and the section of the Lehar courtyard at the same scale so that you can notice the difference in the sizes. This will help you understand the comparative size of your house relative to your new site. And this will be drawn in AutoCAD with appropriate lay organization again. And just so you know, we will evaluate the quality of the site model and drawings collectively, so we will grade them next Wednesday in class. We will grade each section together, and then you're also going to evaluate each other using a peer evaluation form. And everyone will receive the same grade for the collective work. The peer evaluation will come into play in that. And so now I just want to show you some examples. So this is the one that is actually in the assignment, but you can see here that in this one the students chose to use a black board for the planting spaces. They chose to put the tiling pattern on the floor. They put a lot of detail into this, and then they also made the sides removable so that they could get really great pictures from any spot that they wanted. You should notice here that this one, it did not build the full sides. I think it only went like halfway into the studios, but all of that is up to you. You do have to build your entire studio because that is the extent of the model. And then here's a view of it from above, and you can sort of see where it's cut here because that's the part that has to be able to come out. And all of the trees also have to be able to be removed. This is that model from far away, so you can sort of see they built the entire side that is heading to Lowry, and they even included, you know, the elevational information and the fins on the building. Another picture. Here you can see where it sort of comes together at these corners, and that's so that every piece can be taken out. You do need to pay very close attention to craft. So this one, the craft on these stairs is really not great. This one chose not to put the pattern on the floor. They also have a seam going right down the middle. So all of those things will affect your grade. And that's a closer image of some of that. Again, you can sort of see how the pieces are taken out, so you can take photos. This one used a different strategy with the wall. So this one, they really built exactly what we asked them to build. They did not actually build the massings on the side, and I'm not actually sure this is more successful. I think it actually is better with the massings, but they wanted to leave the walls around so that they could take photos like they're looking through those walls. So that's something else you should consider. This one took another strategy with the trees. You may want to talk to your professor about that. Here are some more. This one also included the statue that is there. You should definitely include these columns that go underneath, that run through your studio and then down through the loggia. Here's another example of different types of trees. And then this is an image looking into that model. And then finally, the other piece that you were asked to do, and this is extremely important, is a plan of the building and sections of the building. So you need to have a really great floor plan for you all to use to design your project, and you need to have really great sections. I think this one is a really nice example. There are things that could be improved on it, but it is a very good one. I'm sorry that the plans down at the bottom are a little hard to read because that image is behind them, but you can sort of see the first floor plan on the left. They went so far as to draw all the offices. And then on the right, they even gave us a second floor plan, which was really great for some of them to use when they were drawing their own projects. So this is another piece of what you need to be doing. And sometimes students, sometimes sections don't really focus on the drawings, but the drawings are very important. So you should think about, I mean, you're all going to have a plan, and you're all going to have a section. So you want to make sure that these drawings are very good quality.